Oh, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. We have already started here. Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today?
Yeah, Kylian
is having a shot! There it is! And what a start!
And it looks like we're going to get the entertainment we were all hoping for.
Truly superb. A goal of such supreme quality, composure and class.
What about the pass, Peter? It was played so intelligently and he picked out the perfect target.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. And that's the end of that. It all started well enough. Vieira spots it and intercepts. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Terrific header! No mistake! A game of thrills, all square in the blinking of an eye!
Yeah, since going a goal down, they've dug in to produce a really fine spell, which for me deserved that equaliser.
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
That has certainly made things interesting.
Well, I think the players will be buoyed by the fact that they've managed to level things in a hurry. Tails most definitely up now.
No, not quite on the same wavelength. And that's gone route one. And it's Inzaghi. Oh, that's well spotted. Tries to play it through. Now it's Cruyff. Roberto Carlos. Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
And that's definitely not his best. No, it's come to nothing. Cruyff is offering some sort of an apology there.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
No, that was never going to make it. And now they can clear their lines. And we have our very first corner. Neymar clears it away. And now they can spring out of defence. Now it's Inzaghi. Neymar. He is through here. Cross in, looks like a good one. And that is expertly dealt with. Ronaldinho. And this is Inzaghi. It's a pretty loose pass. And this is Roberto. Chance for a shot! Decent chance! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. And now a sudden chance to counter. Tries to pass it through.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Nice interception. His positioning was spot on.
Well, he was given the time and room initially to hold on to the ball, but eventually he was squeezed that bit harder and the task became too much. I think he's got to be a little quicker in his distribution then and get others into the match.
Inzaghi! Decent enough try.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a bit disappointed with that, Peter. You would have fancied him to at least hit the target.
Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Now it's Inzaghi. Threads one in. Oh, can he get onto this? And the pass is intercepted. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Oh, that's a key interception. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Beckenbauer gets a good foot in there. Mbappe gets into a good position. It's Pelé! Great effort, beautifully taken.
Ah, that's a great effort. There was very little backlift to indicate what was coming. We're seeing some really good pressure being applied here, Peter, particularly from those guys up front.
Yeah, and it just, I suppose, Jim, denies the others time and space.
Well, I would call it blanket suffocation. Every single player is committed to the press, and there's simply no way out.
Lizarazu, he's picked his way through. Adriano is herring after that one. Pelé can so cleverly bypass the press. Nicely aimed pass. Moved on forwards. Nicely weighted ball. And he welcomes it in. He's shifting through the gears here. Oh, this looks sharp. And it's Ronaldinho. This looks promising. Inzaghi!
2 added minutes has been
Into
indicated.
overtime. Pelé. Pelé, who's set up 1 goal so far. Aims beyond the defence. De Michelis has it out wide. There's the whistle for half-time. So it's all squared. Neither side has been able to make a telling difference, but it hasn't been for the lack of trying. Well, it's been a tight game, but one that's packed with incidents and talking points. A decent watch this, and it's 1-1 at half-time.
Please watch the screen if you have a ticket.
Second period then underway. And no, that is pretty much the end of that. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Looking for a runner. Ambrosini. Ronaldinho.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Neymar. Can he get on the end of this? And he was quick to react. It's a searching pass. And he's intervened well there. Knocks it into space. And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
And that's put paid to a promising move. Pinches it off him. Well, there's your danger man, a title that is entirely justified. Vieira. Oh, there's a probing ball. Now it's Roberto Baggio. Pelé. Nedved. It's Belletti. Now it's Mbappe. Takes aim and crosses. That's a decent clearance. Roberto Baggio. That's been cut out, well played. Well, that is one way to stop him. That's a risky ball, you've got to say. Ronaldinho. No, that's been intercepted. Roberto Carlos. Cruyff. And it's Roberto Carlos. Cross deflected over the goal line for a corner. Sao Paulo have their second corner now.
Substitution on the field. Number 14, Filippo Inzaghi. Number 24, Ronaldinho. Coming on the field, number 25.
And he gets rid in a hurry.
Number 8, Gascoigne.
And now they can spring out of defence. That is good alertness. Oh no, he's got that wrong. And they're not going to make any further progress now. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Oh, good-looking ball. Now it's Roberto Baggio. Oh, that is asking for trouble. Has a look and place it forward. Adriano. Belletti. Ambrosini.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Gascoigne is wide and looking to get onto this. Well, the counter-attack will come to nothing because that is an errant touch.
Yeah, very careless, and I leave it at that.
Just a quarter of an hour to play.
Yeah, that works for me. The denial of movement, blunt and brusque. Don't you just love the level of intensity here? Neither is prepared to back down, and to be honest, that's how it should be.
It's Baggio! And yes, it's there! And they've got their lead back. Wonderfully smooth, smart and slick.
Well, you've always got to have players that are willing to make the runs, and when you keep plugging away, that will happen.
Number 15, Roberto Baggio. Roberto Baggio. Roberto Baggio. Substitution.
So time for change, and this one has been on the cards for a little while. So a couple of front-footed alterations here, a pair of forwards entering the field.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what system they'll be playing with now, Peter.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's paid to do.
Looking for options for movement. Can he get it through?
There they go, hunting again.
Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Well, I thought they got off lightly there. The odds were stacked against them.
And he cuts out the supply. But it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
He made it look a bit predictable.
He has found a way through. Neymar! They've got to be quick to recover this.
This usually is the time teams go into conservation mode.
Gascoigne!
Will simply have to tip his hat to the keeper here because that was a magnificent save.
There will be 1 minute added time.
Roberto Carlos, foot in. And that is that. Well, that was close. Both sides playing their part in a great game of football. A real ride that had all of us glued to our seats from the very beginning. Roberto Baggio taking in the accolades, having been named man of the match, and deservedly so. Any reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
This was all about tactics, Peter. A weakness in the central areas, both in...
Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. We have already started here. Al-Sadd have gone 4-3-3. Jim, how do you interpret that?
Yeah, Peter, you can look at this formation 1 minute and think that it is for...
Inzaghi! It's loose and there's a... Oh, he's been caught on it here! Lizarazu. Oh, that is a good ball to find him. Quality ball.
Filippo Inzaghi really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he...
And the finish!
I've been there myself, and that's the last thing he wanted to happen. I really sympathise.
So 1 moment's crazy confusion, but they all count.
Well, that's something you don't expect at a match like this, but I guess you have to take whatever way it comes, and very gratefully.
That is Conte. Conte. The chance! Goal! A game of thrills, all square in the blinking of an eye.
Well, that's so refreshing. They went a goal down, and you never would have guessed it. Their reaction has been emphatic.
And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
It's Inzaghi! Off the post! Rijkaard gets good distance on it. And we have our very first corner. Oh, what has happened here? And this is Del Piero. And now a sudden chance to counter. And he cuts out the supply. Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing. Midway through the first period, and it's looking quite a game here. And that is as far as they're going to go. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Costa Curta calmly anticipates. Inzaghi might just make this. Roberto Carlos. There will be a throw-in. And it's Roberto Carlos. Olise looking to get on the end of this. Very nicely done. Olise's cross. Goal kick, as confirmed by the referee. Al-Saad look happy to sit back for the moment here.
Yeah, everything they're doing screams counter-attack, but it's a long counter-attack. When they win it back, they're not wasting any time. They're just trying to get the runners away as quickly as possible. They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Oh, that's well spotted. And that's the end of that. It all started well enough. Oh, he's seen that early, used a certain sixth sense. Great defending, strong and determined. Lovely pass, but can he get there? And he's on his... He's having a shot! It's in! And the game is well and truly turned on its head. More or less by himself, as cool as you like.
Well, he always had the measure of the keeper there. Such confidence and composure.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
Yeah, I always felt this was coming. There was a clear increase in both intensity and tempo. Now all they need is to try and maintain it.
Now it's Inzaghi, under an awful lot of pressure. Yamal. Pass somewhat off target. Now it's Del Piero, pinches it off him. He's a sharp little ball here. And it's Vieira. And this is Inzaghi. Kante is there to clear. And they're quick to get it back. Looking for a runner. Tries to get it clear. And this is... And a chance! Oh, it's hit the post! And here's Neymar. And the shot! Well, that wasn't too dissimilar to the previous attempt.
They're just unrelenting, Peter. Wave after wave of attacks. Now it's just a matter of making at least one of them count.
Shot at goal! And he hits the net! It's level again! What a match we have!
I could watch this every week, Peter. Talk about strength of character. Wonderful.
Goal!
That is a super smooth goal, beautiful manoeuvring of the ball, and splendid authority in the finish.
Speed of thought, speed of action, that's another really clever finish.
This is quite a battle.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
And here's Schneider. Now it's Inzaghi. And this is Neymar. Conte. Mateus. Now it's Olise. Roberto Carlos. There's the whistle for half-time. High octane, high tempo, high scoring. That was quite a half of football. Caution certainly not on the agenda here from both sides. Terrific half, 4 goals split evenly, beautifully set up for the second period to follow. So once again, we're underway. And here's Neymar, out towards the flank. He's found a way through. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Knocks it out wide. Lizarazu, just like so many of his contemporaries, is proving very good at driving forward. And the shot! A real chance and a real let-off.
Well, there's always that risk, Peter, when a team commits too many numbers forward. You can't help but leave some gaps at the back.
And the referee has brought play back and shown him a yellow card. And that's very disappointing, it has to be said. Schneider, Vieira. Passing is crisp and sharp. Not much subtlety about that challenge.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Yamal is sporting a guilty look after that.
He made it look a bit predictable.
Neymar. And here's Vieira.
That's just playing it safe and simple. Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
Yamal. Conte. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Al-Saad clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
And here's Inzaghi. And reclaimed it in a trice. And this is Del Piero. And Del Piero! Oh, denied brilliantly.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
So, third corner of the game. And now they can spring out of defence. Conte, he's got away. Well, that looks a decent ball. Real chance! They've done it! And again they hit the front. So smooth. A signature finish.
Well, you've always got to have players that are willing to make the runs. And when you keep plugging away, that will happen.
Substitution in progress.
So the manager can make a change for the first time in the game here. Al-Sadd take the lead.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
A lucky break would certainly help their cause now.
And he's heaved it away.
Well, it seems as if he's just had a momentary lapse and slipped into tunnel vision, because he had good options around him and he failed to get his head up.
He has a look up, looking to play him in. The ball goes in. Terrific header! Good try. The outcome could so easily have been different.
Well, there wasn't too much wrong with his effort. He needs to get on the ball again and give it another crack. I would.
Oh, that's neat. Lizarazu gets a foot in here. Al-Sadd have a free kick. Well, the ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances.
Substitution on the field.
Roberto Carlos is eyeing up his options in the middle.
Number 8.
They're taking a moment to consider their options.
Coming on the field. Number 97.
It's gone all the way through to the
Darwin
keeper.
Núñez. Number 20.
Yeah.
Franz Beckenbauer.
Roberto Baggio. So what can they make of this? And it's Baggio. Roberto Baggio. Good read, needed to be. Corner number 4 coming up here. Bastoni gets it away.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
You know, it was an intervention that had to be made. Serious trouble lay in store.
Neymar. It is looking like the end. If anything's going to happen, it's got to happen now.
Yeah.
Big header! No mistake! We thought it was over! It's all square once more!
The goal scorer.
It was wonderfully efficient.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
Substitution.
That's rather hopeful!
Number 11. Yamal. Coming on to
Well, that
replace
might
him
be
is
that, Peter. Maybe
number
both sides just going to have to
17,
settle for the draw
Griezmann.
now.
Ronaldinho, the man we've all come to watch.
4 added minutes
One
has been
ball by the
indicated.
goalkeeper. 4 added minutes on the board. Oh, good-looking ball. Now it's Neymar. He's on it. Can he get away? Roberto Carlos.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
And it's Ronaldinho. Neymar. And that will be the final act. What a game, a contest of ferocity and marvellous talent from start to finish. So Jim, how do you reflect on what we've seen?
I thought it lived up to its billing, Peter. Very competitive, open and entertaining, and a little debating room as to whether the outcome was fair.
Many thanks to Jim. Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Every game feels like a special one in Buenos Aires, even more so perhaps in this neighbourhood of Núñez, famously inhabited by a true heavyweight of South American football, River Plate. And as you can see, we've already started here. What an impressive figure Oliver Kahn cuts.
Yeah, they call him the Titan, Peter, and the reasons are fairly obvious. As personalities go, we're talking big.
As close as you get to goalkeeping perfection. Nice interception, well timed.
Well, I'm not quite sure he needed to hold up play quite as much as he did then. A couple of his teammates were very...
Chance! It's fallen kindly here. Loose ball now. Oh, he's been caught on it here. Oh, shooting chance! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Lampard wins the duel this time. That's a nicely weighted pass. And he shoots! And that is doing no harm at all.
Well, it didn't quite come off this time, Peter, but that's a warning to the opposition. This team know how to counter, and they'll be looking to do it every chance they get.
And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Anything, Jim, to pick out of these early exchanges?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of...
He's been taken down and the referee has pointed at the spot. So a big chance now from 12 yards. The major moment in the game. Not much more than a formality.
That's a good penalty. Made the keeper commit early and set himself up for quite a comfortable finish.
So, a breakthrough already. Roberto Baggio. And here's a player who has defined a generation. Nicely weighted ball. Neymar going face-to-face with his great rival. And it's Baggio. He's in a great position here. That has been cut short. Sao Paulo upping the intensity here, having lost possession.
Yeah, it's actually very good pressing. They want it back as quickly as they can get it, and they're hunting...
He's having a shot! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Olise clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
And here's Neymar. Neymar showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Oh, easy pickings there. Makalele. Olise. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. And the score is 1-0. Maradona will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. And it's Lampard. And this is Del Piero. And the shot!
Del Piero really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Rice, that's a cute ball. Oh, he's found support out wide. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent, it's almost personal, and it had to be. Goes for a shot! In he goes again! He's scored! And there we have it, the two-goal cushion. Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Well, that's not the best attempt by the keeper, and he's just paid the ultimate price, hasn't he?
Things starting to look very comfortable.
Yeah, and you have to say that the contrast of moods are very visible now. They really fancy themselves to go and wrap things up. Lampard really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again...
Olise! Oh, it's come off the upright. Serginho gets over and intercepts. He's picked his way through. 5 minutes till the break. Olise threads one in. Oh, good-looking ball. Makalele kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. He's going for goal! Well, they've got it again. Roberto Baggio. Now it's Maradona.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
And it's been played through. That is a brilliant interception. And the half-time whistle goes.
Well, Peter, I think the score is a fair reflection of what we've witnessed so far, and that being good movement in both midfield and indeed up front. If those players, I think, can carry on where they left off after the break, they should impose themselves even more, and probably only one result coming here.
It has been a remarkable contest, decorated by goals, and 2 between them at half-time. And the second half gets underway. And here's Neymar. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. And here it's Lampard! Rice. Now Neymar. Olise. Looking for the run. And he's had it nicked away. Now it's Del Piero. Lovely pass, but can he get there? He might be... Del Piero! Serginho. Makaleli. Neymar. And the shot's on. Tries a shot! And yes, it's there! The second half off to a spectacular start.
Well, when it's pieced together as efficiently as that, it's a joy to watch.
We have got ourselves a game here.
The manager must have given them an earful at half-time, and fair play, because it seems to have worked. They've got to kick on from here now.
It's a good-looking delivery. Neymar. And it's Serginho. Driving forward. Serginho drives forward on the overlap. Neymar. Up he goes! He scores! They have grabbed themselves an equaliser.
And that comes as a very welcome relief. Now let's see who's got what it takes to seize the initiative from here.
Satisfyingly simple. There's almost a sense of beauty to this.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and read it perfectly.
This has become one superb game of football.
And things are much healthier in their favour. Mind you, you would have thought that when the last one went in.
Sao Paulo with their first corner. The first in the game for either side, actually. That has not gone well. And it's Serginho. Chance to deliver. Oh, smashing header! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Rice is offering a Rice smile there.
Oh, nicely intercepted. Ambrosini.
This is the time you need that pace.
And here's Del Piero. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. And he's picked it up out wide. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through.
Well, the box was just so congested there, Peter. There was absolutely no space to work with.
And it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Good read, needed to be.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. And smartly reclaimed. And the shot! That's a sharp pass. Now it's Del Piero. Now it's Lampard. Now it's Maradona. Roberto Baggio.
Well, there's no doubt that they want to win this, Peter. They'll have to maintain the energy and dynamism until the very end, though.
Nice looking ball. Neymar. Serginho. Costa Curta. Del Piero looks to get on the end of this. A game with so much to recommend it. Fabulous contest, but still no clear winner.
Well, a goal either way at this stage would qualify as a steal.
Now it's Lee Kang-in. Played out wide. Maradona. Lampard. Oh, well played, well sorted out. 5 minutes left on the clock. Olise is always playing with one eye on the spectacular. Roberto Baggio. And now the breakaway, and he was quick to react. Makaleli for Olise. No, not quite on the same wavelength.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Se agregará un minuto al tiempo reglamentario.
Now it's Del Piero. And he's worked it through. Maradona! Now, who's going to be first to this? Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. A draw, and a highly unpredictable one. Fair share of momentum shifts. Highly entertaining until the very end. Del Piero picking up the Man of the Match award, and no surprise there. So, Jim, how do you reflect on what we... Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next
Hello,
2 hours,
everybody,
it
and
might not
welcome
feel
to
like
today's
that.
match.
The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. And we're underway. Longevity, loyalty, leadership, just a few of the words that spring to mind when you're watching the eternal Francesco Totti.
Yeah, he is truly unique, Peter. Easily one of Italy's greatest players, and some consider him to be the greatest of the lot.
And what sets him apart?
Consistency, and the way he has no real weaknesses in his game. Such great all-round ability. He really does excel all-round.
Serginho, not the most accurate pass. And there's his chance to lead the counter. Ronaldinho. And here's Neymar. Now it's Roberto Baggio. And he's cut it out. Rijkaard. Totti. Threads one in.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Tries to get it clear. There will be a throw-in. And it's Rijkaard. Oh, that's nice. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. It's a promising position. Totti. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Alexander-Arnold gets over and intercepts. Well, that looks a decent ball. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Always onto this. Brilliantly cut out.
Well, both teams are proceeding with caution, but there's plenty of time to wait for some attacking purpose.
Serginho is one of the key ingredients in the team's attack. Now it's Maradona. Ronaldinho. And this is Roberto Baggio. And that is expertly dealt with. Fired deep towards the back post. Courtois deals with that nice and simple. And here's Baggio. And they're quick to get it back. And this is Roberto Baggio. It's Baggio! He's got away with one there.
Well, let that be a lesson to them. If they don't stay focused all the time, they're going to be made to pay.
Can he get on the end of this? He can run onto that. And he has slightly undercooked that one.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Totti. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Ronaldinho. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Now it's Roberto Baggio. Aimed beyond the defence. And he's found a way past Maradona! Well, that wasn't too dissimilar to the previous attempt.
Well, the breakthrough hasn't come yet, Peter, but you do feel they're upping the ante here. They'll get the reward if they can stick at this.
And we have our very first corner. Rijkaard. Corinthians are looking to go forward now. Now it's Bebeto. Well, there was an element of promise insofar as they kept the ball well, but they did very little with it. And it's Neymar. Neymar going face-to-face with his great rival. Lizarazu. Neymar. He's going for goal! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
He just didn't catch that one right, and he knows it.
Rijkaard is the team's great visionary. Now, can they get him away? Beckenbauer calmly anticipates. Well, a goal here just before half-time could mean a great deal. And no, that is pretty much the end of that. Looking for a runner. And Bebeto! And that is certainly not what he had in mind.
I can't quite believe he's missed that, Peter.
Lizarazu, a player of legendary status. Shot could be on. Can he finish? And it's a goal! Half-time imminent. What a time to score! The invitation was clear, and it was accepted with the utmost glee.
And his manager couldn't look happier. That's the kind of interplay they've been working on in training, and it came off beautifully.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, I think the managers are going to have to scrap whatever they had in mind for the half-time team talks. One has got to tone it up now, and the other has to tone it down.
It's Bebeto.
Bebeto really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
There will be 1 minute added time.
Oh, he'd have done well to reach that. Well, that pass isn't the best. Roberto Baggio. And the half-time whistle goes. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break.
I think on the whole the team linked up very well and has been organised, hence their position. They can afford to be a little braver with the ball, I think. Something they'll be told many times, I'm sure, during the interval.
Leading 1-0 at the break. There's the start of the second half.
Well, it's been tight, Peter, but I'm expecting things to open up now and we get some free-flowing football.
And it's Totti. Totti. Ronaldinho. Great vision. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. Ronaldinho. And here's Baggio. And here's Neymar. Knocks it out wide. Chance to deliver. And that's another good win of the ball. Ronaldinho. And this is Maradona.
That's good play from him.
Oh, surely that deserved better.
That's good running. It makes life so much easier when you have people who are willing to go beyond the defence like that.
Ronaldinho. And they're quick to press. And he has been fouled there. And he is going into that little black book. So, time for changes on both sides, actually.
Frank Lampard. Coming on to replace him is number 4, Ambrosini. Substitution
Built as the single goal between the sides. Well, the chip pass hasn't quite come off. It's Neymar! Rijkaard. Your impression so far, Jim?
There's a lot of football still to be played, Peter, so ideally they need to maintain an attacking endeavour.
Great ball if he can get there. The ball has bounced loose now. Nothing wrong with that tackle. Ball won cleanly. Now it's Inzaghi. Works it forward. And he cuts out the supply. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Now it's Roberto Baggio. And he's worked it through. And the flag has stayed down. He's shifting through the gears here. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
You know, it was an intervention that had to be made. Serious trouble lay in store.
Neymar showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Ronaldinho. Whistle's gone, that's foul. And no surprise, that's a booking. Now, there is concern on the faces of the players standing around him here.
Substitution on the field, number 24, Ronaldinho. Coming on the field is number 20,
The only breakthrough then came late in the first half here, and that is the difference. And the score is 1-0.
Have beautifully policed that midfield. The opposition have been handcuffed.
Now it's Inzaghi. Nicely weighted ball. Well cut out, no margin for error there at all.
Corinthians really are going about things in the right fashion, Peter. It's great to see.
They're coming again and again.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical. Corinthians really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
And he was quick to react. Can he get it through? And the assistant referee has his flag raised for offside. Neymar.
Might want to be careful there.
You have to say that was an exemplary tackle. Stopped him dead in his tracks. It's a really well-measured ball. Neymar. Howson concedes a free kick for that. And the referee has shown him a yellow card.
Well, that was coming, Peter. You know, he was on a final warning after all.
Still just that single goal and we are nearly done. Crosses it in. Cleared away. To Michelis. Keep the ball and you win the game. It really is that simple. Rijkaard producing a good steal there, showing a good level of alertness.
Corinthians really can only do one thing now, Peter. Get the ball up front, make sure it sticks and sustains.
Schneider! He's done very well to get to that.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
It's their second corner of the game.
There will be 3 minutes added time.
Chance to shoot! And that is doing no harm at all. Board shows there will be 3 extra minutes. Yeah, that does look a foul. Referee's given a free kick. And it's Vieira. Serginho. Now that's well seen too. And here's Neymar. Totti. And we're done. Relief finally. Now at last they can enjoy the taste of victory. Fingernails bitten to the quick, but they have got over the line. Quite a ride. So what do you take away from it all, Jim?
And there's a lot more to read into this game than just the scoreline.
Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie.
Hello,
The
everybody,
fans
and
have pulled out
welcome
all
to
the
today's
stops
match.
to make this a monumental occasion. Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. We have already started here. Well, it seems fair to say, Jim, that Diego Forlan is the outstanding player in this lineup.
Yeah, and I think it's incredible how his career has turned out after a difficult start. He's made himself into a great all-round player with vision and creativity in addition to his finishing now.
And a reputation for being lethal, clinical. Roberto Baggio! And what to be quick to recover. Oh, he's been caught on it here. And across it goes. Can he spark a counter here? Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Vieira. Messi. Now it's Osimhen. Well timed, excellent interception. And it's Del Piero. Lizarazu. He's found the way through. Oh, important interception. Messi. Scholes. Ambitious ball here. And he was quick to react. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Neither side yet able to force a breakthrough here. Brilliantly cut out. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
And here's Osimhen. Ronaldinho. That's really well manoeuvred. Now it's Del Piero. And no, that was never going to make it. Great vision. Well read, nice interception. And he cuts out the supply. Tries to play it through. It's a pretty loose pass. And here's Osimhen. Gets a good foot in there. Ambrosini did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on.
Well, it seems as if he's just had a momentary lapse and slipped into tunnel vision because he had good options around him and he failed to get his head up.
Great chance! Off the post! Oh, that was nice, but not quite the end product required.
Oh, it's very good running that. You're always going to have chances with that kind of movement.
And it's Scholes. And here's Osimhen. Kimmich. Scholes. And this is Scholes. Osimhen. Oh, what's he giving here? He's given a penalty. And that really is the last thing they wanted to do. To get them off and running. That is some save from Khan.
Oh, what a cracking save from the keeper. That may turn out to be psychologically pivotal.
Pinches it off him. Looking for the run. Scholes is alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. And Messi! Maradona. Ronaldinho. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Kimmich. Alexander-Arnold. And anyone who's joined us late, I can confirm that in terms of goals, at least you've missed nothing. Vieira. And claimed it back swiftly. And it's Vieira. Half-time getting close now. Passes coming off in quick succession here. He's Messi!
I wouldn't fancy playing up front in these circumstances, to be honest. There's absolutely no supply.
It's Fulham! He's delivered all right!
Well, players of his stature just live for moments like that. Another really important contribution has been here half-time, and it can make such an impact on each mindset.
One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Corinthians are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
Corinthians have taken the lead.
Well, I think the managers are going to have to scrap whatever they had in mind for the half-time team talks. One has got to tell...
And the first 45 minutes are up. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here.
Well, let's not beat about the bush, Peter. It's been fairly flat, and the support have had little to cheer about, so an awful lot of questions have got to be asked, and the answers need to be found in a hurry.
Substitution in progress.
And if you're just back from your break, you've missed very little of the resumption of the second half.
Well, I think in these circumstances, it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in it as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open.
Oh, that's well spotted. A probing pass.
That's alert and sharp and very well played.
A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
Oh, he's bustling through here. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Just eases him off the ball. No, again, there's no way through. And it's Messi. Alexander-Arnold. Down by a goal, needing to go up a gear. That's how it looks here. Now it's Roberto Baggio. Plays it through. Pass is just off target. Vardiol. Scholes. Kimmich. And that's very disappointing, it has to be said. Oh, good read. And here's Forlan. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Played back in. Lovely. And a chance! Goal! And look what it means to them. This is a position of genuine strength now. Really tidily gathered, and ultimately a more than tidy finish.
Well, that's really well played, Peter. You have to appreciate the simplicity of it all. Killer pass, perfectly delivered.
And he's done it again. He's got his second. So that's two now without reply.
Yeah, and you have to say that the contrast of moods are very visible now. They really fancy themselves to go and wrap things up.
He won't be happy with that one. Ronaldinho. Oh, cracking ball. Shapes to shoot! Not the most convincing of passes. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. Scholes. Can he get it through? And this is Batistuta! And that is wildly off target.
Yeah, it wasn't the worst decision in the world to go for the shot, even if he was being closely marshalled.
Scholes. And it's Batistuta. Batistuta stood his ground strongly. Messi, a player so deservedly decorated with praise and glory. Messi will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Look at them. He's having a shot! Maradona. Scholes. It's Scholes! Oh, he's been caught napping. That has ended up in no man's land. Messi. Ronaldinho. Now, can they get him away? Alexander-Arnold cuts out the pass. Kimmich. And it's Messi.
Well, this does not look promising, Peter. The least they can do is to give the crowd something to cheer about, but that might be difficult from here.
Now looking to orchestrate a counter. Nice interception, his positioning was spot on. He steps in, and that's the end of that. Vieira. Ambrosini. Maradona. Corinthians needed that, they really needed it.
That's simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
Lizarazu with a definite foul there.
Substitution on the field. Number 24.
We have got changes here from both sides, in fact.
Number 6.
Kimmich.
Vieira.
And it's
number
Neymar.
15. Baggio. Coming on the field. Number 20.
Pops him off it and wins back the ball.
Number 7.
Lampard defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man.
Well, football is a simple game, complicated by footballers. Why doesn't he slip that to the right?
2 added minutes has been indicated.
Decent progress down the left. Alexander-Arnold. Corinthians clearly now in lead preservation mode. 2 minutes to be added on. And that is that. Well, that's a tough one. Losing is never good, but this one feels especially hard to take. Not a lot that went glaringly wrong, but the result is... Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. So off we go then.
Well, if you judge a striker by his goals, Ruud van Nistelrooy has to be held in the highest regard.
He is a goal-scoring phenomenon.
Yeah, a real master who, when you think of his work, doesn't appear to have a weakness. As poachers go, he's supreme.
Now it's Maradona. Howson. And here's Mbappe. An instinctive delivery. Beckenbauer can get it. Kochu! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Chonburi with the corner. There first. Xabi Alonso with the short one. Hoisted in. And that has been cleared. Thinks about the shot. That's very neat. Decent chance! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Filippo Inzaghi. Now it's Maradona. Looking for options for movement. And this is Inzaghi. He could be in here.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Great defending, strong and determined.
Roberto Baggio really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
It's a searching pass. That has found him in acres of space.
When it's delivered early like that, defenders just can't get themselves set.
Anything noteworthy in the early part of the match, Jim?
Well, neither side has really grabbed the initiative, I would say. Both must have come in with a view of not making any early mistakes. So we're...
And Van Nistelrooy! Oh, that was no routine save.
Van Nistelrooy actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Chonburi have their second corner now. And it's been taken short. And now a sudden chance to counter. Not the most accurate pass. Lizarazu, the man we've all come to watch. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. And that is as far as they're going to go. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Van Nistelrooy. If you have just joined us, well, you've missed no goals. Xavi Alonso. Neymar. Now it's Mbappe. Oh, smashing header! Fair attempt, just the wrong outcome.
Yeah, it's good movement, though. A bit unlucky he couldn't actually steer it goalwards.
Oh, good spread. Looking for the run. Oh, easy pickings there.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
Vieira tries to clear, and it's Kukçu. Oh, lovely bit of... Kukçu! And somehow it stayed out. Kukçu is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Hakimi is wide and looking to get it. It's in, and that looks to me very much like an own goal.
Oh, I've been there myself, and that's the last thing he wanted to happen. I really sympathise.
Well, who saw that coming? It has certainly made things interesting.
Look, often chances are hard to come by in these games, so just one mistake could be all it takes to make the difference.
Well, that's been cut out, well played. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Kukçu.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
It's a good foot in there. The referee's awarded a free kick. There could be trouble here, but for now the referee is keeping his cards in his pocket.
Well, there's lots of movement in the box for them to pick out.
Kukçu crosses it in. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Ronaldinho. Maradona providing an outlet on that flank. And again, they run up against stubborn defending. And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Knocks it out wide. Flings it across. Beckenbauer gets it away. Ronaldinho. Roberto Baggio.
Chonburi have really been terrific at snuffing out the threat. Now for something different.
He's had it taken off him. Maradona. Can he get on the end of this? Oh, just... And this is Ronaldinho. Great chance! And he's there to clear it. And the first half is done. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness, perhaps the only things lacking.
The own goal was symptomatic of their first half performance. They're not at it.
That gets things going for the second half.
Well, I think in these circumstances it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in it as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open.
Danger averted for now. And here's Maradona. Now it's Mbappe. That's a shade optimistic. Neymar is a player who barely needs an invitation to shoot. And this is Neymar. Ronaldinho. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Nicely weighted ball. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision. Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
And that's definitely not his best. Down by a goal, needing to go up a gear. That's how it looks here. And here's Ronaldinho. It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
Well, I thought they got off lightly there. The odds were stacked against them.
Howson kept his eye on it, and he's there. Xavi Alonso. Now Mbappe. Neymar. Ronaldinho. Played out to the right. And that has put paid to that. Oh, they could be caught out here. And he's running through. Can he finish? It's there. They are right back in business.
Well, I always thought they had it in them, Peter. They upped the quality as needed, and once they got going, they were awfully hard to stop.
And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is all...
He gets big! Went with his head, but couldn't steer it in. Well, that pass isn't the best. Now, can they get him away? And this is Inzaghi. Oh, no joy this time. Neymar. And it's Neymar. Aims beyond the defence. Caught offside that time.
Substitution on the field. Number 11.
So, time for changes on both sides, actually. There's going to be a major shake-up in the attack here.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what system they'll be playing with now, Peter.
Hazard receives it in a wide position.
Substitution. Substitution on the field. Number 19.
Well, great position for a cross this, Peter. Now to get good contact on it.
Is number 18.
Well, plenty of early set pieces here. That comes as a mighty relief. That's a little off target. That was good pressing, forced the error to put an end to it before things could get even more threat. Tries a shot! He's done very well to get to that.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
So, third quarter of the game. They've played it short.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
And now they can spring out of defence. Cute ball now, how can he reach it? And he's heaved it away.
Well, there's no doubt that they want to win this, Peter. They'll have to maintain the energy and dynamism until the very end, though.
Chonburi really will have to throw everything at this now. And it's Neymar. Great vision. Neymar looking to get on the end of this. Xavi Alonso gets it away. Lizarazu. Couldn't squeeze it through. Well, that is one way to stop him. He steps in, and that's the end of that. And the pass is intercepted. A game with so much to recommend it. Fabulous contest, but still no clear winner.
Listen, the fans haven't given up on this by any means. They still believe it can be won.
Now it's Hazard. Referee's given a throw.
Substitution on the field. Number 4, Kupchu. Coming on the field is number 3, Modric.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Oh, that is asking for trouble. He's away. Cole. It's Neymar! Oh, yes, it's there! And that may just do it!
The goal scorer after 88 minutes is number 11, Neymar! Substitution in progress.
Well, there is some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change. Having turned the game on its head, now can they hold out?
There's still a bit left in it, Peter, but they should find the necessary to avoid a slip-up now.
5 minutes to add. Oh, perfectly measured that. He's shifting through the gears here. Scholes. Messi. Xavi Alonso. Chonburi finding their passes. It's a threatening ball. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. Xavi Alonso kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. But they've got it again, and here's Messi. Van Nistelrooy! And that is it. The equaliser just wouldn't come. It is over. What a terrific response it was to adversity. What a fantastic game from those players. What unity, what joy. That was so very, very good. So a dramatic game decided in its very last moments.
Well, this looked like it had a draw written all over it, Peter, so credit where it's due. They found a way to win it, and they can take great satisfaction from never losing.
Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the
Hello,
camaraderie.
everybody, and
The
welcome
fans
to
have
today's
pulled out all
match.
the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. Things have got underway here pretty promptly. Jim, who do you reckon is pivotal?
Well, Peter, I really like this lad, Jules Koundé, a lot. He isn't the biggest, but he's known for having a big character that makes up for that. He's brilliant in boxes, and he can outmuscle opponents that are much bigger than him. You add a little bit of pace to that, and he's a formidable presence at the back.
Yeah, he'll certainly be leaving his mark on this game, quite possibly actually at both ends. And Cruyff! Oh, the ball's run loose here.
Oh, once he made the save, it didn't take the keeper long to start barking at his defence.
It's a pretty loose pass. Otamendi. Beckenbauer. De Paul. Played out to the right. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Well timed, excellent interception. That looks a good ball through. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Inter clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
Now it's Cruyff. Oh, important interception. Ronaldinho. It's loose here, and they'll want to reclaim it. And it's Wilshere. And this is Inzaghi.
Filippo Inzaghi really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Takes a shot! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
And we have our very first corner. Real chance! It's there!
The goal scorer after 16 minutes is number 5, Beckenbauer. Beckenbauer. Beckenbauer.
So the first goal of the game.
Yeah, but I think they all know too well that things are far from done here, and while there's never a good time to be caught out, you definitely don't want it to be now.
He's a sharp little ball here. Shot could be... He's having a shot! Oh, what has happened here? Casillas claims it without any fuss. Now it's Inzaghi. Irwin. And there's his chance to lead the counter. Pass somewhat off target. Khan punts it upfield. Oh, well measured. Now who's going to be first to this? De Paul. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. 1-0 the score. To Michelis, a true great in every sense of the word. He's in plenty of space here. Ronaldinho. He is just caressing the ball. That is good strength. Tries to play it through, and the shot! Well, now it's a race for the ball. De Paul, and Inter now could counter-attack. Almost half an hour in now. Now it's Roberto Baggio. Now it's Maradona. Ronaldinho. He has found the way through. He's free, he has got space. Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Now it's Inzaghi. De Bruyne. Oh, that pass isn't the best. Well, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
De Bruyne! And a terrific save from the keeper.
De Bruyne is offering a wry smile there.
And it's been taken short. And it's Messi. He's gone for goal! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. And now they can spring out of defence. That has not gone well. Now it's Neymar. Neymar, well, played right into his path. Expertly cut out, really nicely done.
It looks very much like they'd be happy to settle for this narrow lead at the break.
And he welcomes it in. He's had a shot! Oh, another save.
Another cracking save from the keeper, Peter. He's playing a blinder.
It's their second corner of the game. Up he goes! He's got a goal! Inter are back in business. Great corner, and he did the rest.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
Inter Milan grab the equaliser, and we're all square.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
De Bruyne, Inter Milan do have a chance to counter here. And it's Rodrigo de Paul. Some really good ball movement. Oh, shooting chance! Oh, good-looking ball. Now it's Roberto Baggio. Great vision. Beckenbauer calmly anticipates. Cruyff plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. And it's half-time here. Well, the glass is either half full or half empty. Neither side yet truly to impose themselves, and it's level pegging at half-time. So we reach the halfway point.
Oh, what a half of football. It's 1-1, but it could easily be 3-3 or more. Breakneck speed brilliance.
Well, it's been intriguing stuff so far, and it's 1-1 at the break. Both teams hoping for a pick-me-up in the second half. There's the whistle then to start the second half. Irwin could try cutting inside here. And it's Rodrigo de Paul. And he's had it nicked away. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. And this is Inzaghi. Not the most accurate pass. De Bruyne. Irwin. Ah, good steal. He just read it. Now it's Inzaghi. Now it's Cruyff. And Cruyff! Oh, split-second reaction.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
And this is Ronaldinho, and he's away. Oh, good claim by the keeper. He's certainly earned his keep there. Casillas did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. And this is Inzaghi. Shapes to shoot! Another big chance that gets away.
Inter really have stepped it up now. They could have been a bit more greedy and forced the issue.
Really well cleared. Muscular approach does pay off here. And now a sudden chance to counter. He's in a great position here. Gets his head on it! And the keeper couldn't hold it. front! And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Yeah, he showed great reactions there. Right place, right time, easy pickings.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender.
Oh, he's been caught. And the finish! And yes, it's there! Two to the good, and they are purring. Absolutely purring. Sharp, simple, satisfying. He just knew what was on.
Listen, he would have been advised to do that as a kid, and it's obviously etched in his mind now.
So the lead now is 2.
To be expected, Peter. They've gone and stepped it up, something they've been threatening to do and will continue to do by the looks of it.
Wilshere. Cruyff. Good running, strong and purposeful. Well, that is one way to stop him. Koundé. Messi. Ronaldinho. Short changes him with that pass. And this is Cruyff. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Irwin. Elects to cross. And the keeper gets his hands on it. Now it's Maradona. De Paul. And it's De Bruyne. Oh, good chance! He has done it! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
Substitution on the field, number 24.
Time then for the first substitution of the game.
Number 21.
Inter Milan get themselves back into contention.
Coming on the field.
Well, there's a real sense that the momentum has shifted here, Peter, and the crowd are reacting to that now.
25. Andy
Wilshere. Irwin. Half an hour gone in the second half. Now that looks a decent... And a chance! He scores! It's level again! What a match we have!
Exactly what you want to see from your players. Courage, fight in the face of adversity. You couldn't ask for much more.
Truly superb. A goal of such supreme quality, composure and class.
It's the stuff you work on the training ground time and time again, and it came off.
We have ourselves a real game here.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch. Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Picked out, shot at goal! They've scored! And they're back in front! Simplicity itself.
And the first thing he's going to do here, Peter, is thank his teammate for the pass. It put it on a plate for him.
And when the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that faith.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
Well, it's better late than never, Peter, and that's potentially decisive now.
And it's Rodrigo de Paul.
Inter really can only do one thing now, Peter. Get the ball up front, make sure it sticks, and sustain some pressure.
And he shoots! It's in! The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
Yeah, that's what the game is all about. Excitement and entertainment. What a lovely moment.
After